wish I could say happy Monday, but today is happy Tuesday. Tuesday is also a good day. And we just had to move our meeting because I had to take my mom to the doctor, but thanks God everything is okay. So we just want to appreciate you for reaching out and asking what's wrong. Where are you guys? Oh, we missed you. So it's always great to hear that we have our Raven fans. And if this is the first time you are tuning in, hello and welcome to the world of Passion Unscripted. That's where we talk about love and relationship and intimacy. Very brave, very open because, hey, this is the part of our life. So we can't pretend like there is no sex, there is no intimacy, there is no, like different desires that people are having, right? And that is the time where we bring these topics to light. And if you want to be part of this beautiful conversation, come and join us, join the conversation because we always love to interact with you. And if this is the first time, like we mentioned, you're tuning in, welcome to our world. My name is Irina Portnova, and I'm all about how can I show you that we actually are active participants in our life. How can we manifest exactly what we want in our love and relationships? And welcome to this beautiful episode. And I'm here with my co host, Dina Alexander. Dina, please say a couple of words about yourself.
Hi, everybody. It's not Monday, but Tuesdays are also fun.
Mhm.
Fun days.
Yep.
So, my name is Dina Alexander. I live in Aruba. I am a personal coach, a relationship coach, and a sex coach. Today, I had a client, and she's told me, "Why do you mention that you are a relationship coach and a sex coach? You can just say that you are a life coach." No, I do think
Mhm.
that intimacy and spirituality should be married, and that's what I do. I marry the both of them.
And I love when we segment because a lot of people, I went with that initially when I got certified. I went with the title of life coach. And I just saw these, like faces looking at me, like, they saw like the something, UFO. So I figured, no, I better say something, even though manifestation is also new for a lot of people. But I know that with this title, I attract the people who are ready and interested to learn about the law of attraction, to learn about the universal laws, and understand how everything works in this world to create the better things for ourselves, right?
Yes.
So let's just jump into the topic because I love that one heart to love. And Dina is the one who come with these topics because obviously, Dina, you have a lot of clients who are dealing with that. So obviously, they are coming to you with different kinds of questions, different types of help, and that's how the topic popped up. But like for me personally, I was like, okay, what can I add to that, right? And for me, yes, there was a time in my life where I actually loved two men. I did not necessarily sleep with both of them, but you know what? I feel that when we love more than one person, because there is something in one that is missing in another one. Because again, if our partner has all the boxes checked, there is no point for us to venture for something else. This is my opinion.
Yes. I love the topic today.
Mhm.
Today, as you said, we are diving into a topic that makes people whisper in group chats and clutch imaginary pearls. You know why? Because it's forbidden. But people do feel it. And that's why I brought it. Whether you felt it or you ignored it or it's against your beliefs, I think it's time that we should talk about it. Okay? And not
Mhm.
label it, as you said, non-judgmental. That's our job. We are not judgmental coaches. So
Mhm.
loving more than one man. Yes, I said it. Yes, you are allowed to exhale if you are listening at this moment. Yes, we are going there with tenderness, clarity, and a little sass because someone's got to say the things out loud, and that's my job. Okay? We've been taught that love is supposed to be simple, one person, one path, one story. But what happens when your heart doesn't follow the rules? Hey, your heart doesn't have rules, it doesn't understand rules. So, what happens when two connections feel real, meaningful, magnetic, and impossible to ignore? Is your heart broken? Are you confused? Are you being bad? Or is your heart simply stretching?
Mm-hmm.
Stay with me. So I need to bring some fun in here because some people are suffering because of this topic. Okay? So what comes up before
You
I
know what
start?
comes up because we labeled it, like talking about women loving to men. I think it's very common in men as well. So if you are a man listening to this conversation, drop the comment, even if you're watching in the replay, because I feel it's not only women related, it's also, very common for men.
Yes. Yes. So let's take a moment and unclench the moral fist around your heart. Okay? If you're listening to us, here's the truth. Most people feel more than one connection in their lifestyle. I'm going to say it one more time because people need to digest it.
Mm-hmm,
Most
totally.
people feel more than one connection in their lifetime. Most people have had a moment where someone unexpected lights up something inside them and they didn't even know it was them.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't talk about it because it's not allowed and because we were trained to treat love like a checkbox, not a living, breathing, evolving force. And honey, love is alive. Love is not a spreadsheet. Love does not care about your rule book. Love is spirit, messy, holy, inconvenient, and
Totally.
sexy as hell. No, before someone runs into the room yelling, but commitment! Relax. Relax. We're not talking about cheating. That's not the intention. We are just talking about that feeling, that connection that a lot of people is having. Like we're not talking about lying. We're not talking about sneaky side quest. No, we are talking about the reality. We are talking
Mm-hmm.
about the truth. And the truth is, you can be devoted to your own heart and still experience multiple forms of connection at once. Sometimes the heart isn't splitting, it is expanding. And that expansion is often the very place where we discover who we really are. And if you are not committed enough, then you will be cheating. Okay? But if you are committed and you understand that part of you, it is beautiful. It would be beautiful. Okay? So let's see what comes up in Irina because when I start like that, Irina goes like a Pandora box.
I'm just like that shining bright light because, again, to me, I'm very free spirited, right? Even before I became very conscious of that. But it's for me like, hey, there is no judgment. I love to allow my heart to travel where it feels it wants to be, right? And again, whatever you call it, your soul, your heart, or whatever you connect, because a lot of people just navigate in 3D reality. So maybe they just connect to the heart. We who are more evolved and who are more aware, we know that there is more to us than just physical body. So our soul actually recognizes these connections that we have, right? And a lot of time the society was putting us in the box saying that, hey, like, okay, this is my soulmate. And then we just run with that idea like there is no tomorrow, like, okay, that one person. And then if something breaks with that person, we are like totally broken. But you know what? For me, the biggest discovery was, hey, we can have multiple soul mates for ourselves. How does that sound? It's like, walking into the candy store, we can have multiple soul loves, right? But again, we do not want to run and just explore everybody, but just to understand if something that you are, for instance, right now in the relationship, and you feel that you are suffocating, you feel that you are suffering, you do not have to stay there, because that nonsense that, oh, but what am I going to do alone, there is nobody else, right? That uncertainty is something that does not allow others to live fully. So the idea is, learn how to be on your own. If you learn how to love yourself deeply and be okay to stay alone and not just freaking jump like a bunny into another relationship, right? Because that's exactly what's going to hurt you, when people are just jumping into another relationship and just trying to fill the void. It's not going to work. You got to give yourself the time to
Yes.
process the emotions. You got to give yourself the time to reflect. What is something that I want? What is something I do not want to repeat with my next relationship, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
again, like when once I discovered that I have more than a couple of soulmates, and it's all about they're just traveling somewhere in the universe, and it's all about me connecting with them on the right frequency, right? And again, Bruno, love you lots, but I'm just putting it out there for everybody else to understand that, you know what, it's not the verdict, it's not the sentence. You do not have to stay with the person if that person really doesn't connect with you, if that person doesn't fulfill you, and if any talk doesn't get you anywhere. This is not your person. Because the way I look at it, when we talk about true loves, like I mentioned, if one person doesn't have everything what you want to experience, right? Because we all have our image of the person that we are connecting to. I still say that if that person really wants to be with you, they will work on themselves. They will do something. They will choose the growth over the pain, and they will come to be that person who is rising up to your standards. And if the person just says, you know what, this is not who I am, that's not the person that I would love to be next to, right? Once I was having somebody that I was like really into them, and then that person, and I'm all about the compliments. I'm like, woo, the more you tell me, the better it is, right? So just shower me. I am the true Leo by sign. And that person was like, but Irina, I don't do these things. And I was like, why would I accept something that it just, against me? So again, just notice as I'm sharing it, because something might pop up for yourself. Maybe there is maybe you are with the man who also is stingy on the compliments. I mean, come on. What does it take to give you the compliment? It's nothing even that they have to buy and spend the money on. Like if the person can't even give you the compliment, what else can they give you, right? So not talking about other presents and everything else.
Yes. Totally with you. Totally. I love this Bandora box that when it opens.
It's just nothing can stop me, right?
So Irina, let's talk about the reason why this happens. And if you're listening to us, no, you're not broken.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is an error here. It's not erroneous. So let's get into the sacred psychology of this. Why do some women love more than one man at the same time? And I'm talking about specifically women. Reason number one, each connection, as you just said, activates a different part of you. One
Mm-hmm.
man might feel like home, grounding, steady, and familiar, and the other might feel like fire, awakening, electric, alive. And guess what? Both parts exist in you. Both
Mm-hmm.
parts deserves acknowledgement, and both are valid. So why leave one behind because the man gets jealous, for example? Reason number two, you are evolving Your heart is expanding beyond a model of love you inherited, not one you choose, one you were taught. You were taught to be monogamous, but doesn't say that you have a connection with several and you choose one sexual connection with one of them, not all of them. Okay, and all of them know each other, but you're not sleeping with all of them. And if you want to sleep with all of them and you guys are all are okay, it's okay also. Everybody is happy. I'm
No
not talking.
judgment. Everybody decides what's good for them. We are not here
Yes,
to say what's right for you. You
yes,
are the highest authority and you know what is right for you.
yes.
Mhm.
Just because your mother, your grandmother, and every rom-com told you that love is linear doesn't make it true for you. So
Mhm.
that's the reason why I chose this topic. We need to be more conscious about living and not living what our parents lived.
Mhm.
You're craving, reason number three, you're craving deeper intimacy with yourself. That could be a reason also. Often,
Absolutely.
loving two people shows you the contrast you've been avoiding. It reveals the deeper desires you weren't letting yourselves admit. Maybe you want passion and safety, depth and play, freedom and devotion. You're not confused. You are awakening. And the reason number four, the last one, soul connection. Um, you know that soul doesn't care about timing. Sometimes people show up at the wrong time
Mhm.
to achieve
Totally.
the right thing. So, you want me to continue or you want to share?
Yeah, I mean, like this is so true. Like our soul does not ask for the right timing, and that's so true. Like sometimes we can be busy building our, like career or busy involving with our new family, and boom, something just shows up, right? And it's like, what? Why this is happening? Like, why it's showing up, right? So I think rather than just, kind of shove it. Inside of ourselves, it's good just to ask yourself the questions like, why am I experiencing it? Why this situation is given to me, right? Because again, there is that connection of when our soul is searching for something. So until we actually happy with what we have, we are in constant search.
Yep. Yes, yes, yes. I love it. So, let's get sassy. The ego
I love Tati.
versus the heart. Okay. Let's have a little fun. I love a sacred drag when necessary. Your ego wants things simple: one partner, one answer, one storyline, zero
Mhm.
discomfort. That's ego talking.
Mhm.
Your heart, however, is like, oh, sweetie, I'm infinite. Sit down. Your ego
Yep.
wants control. Your heart wants truth. Your body wants resonance. And you're stuck in the middle trying to negotiate a peace treaty like spiritual diplomat.
Mhm.
Um, you can't spiritually bypass your own desire. That's not possible. You can meditate, you can journal, you can do moon rituals into oblivion. But if your
Mhm.
heart is pulling you towards someone, you have to face that, not
Mhm.
obey it. I'm not saying you to obey that. I'm telling you to face it, not act recklessly. I'm just telling you need to face it, not abandon your commitments. That's what I'm telling you. Just face it with honesty, with ownership, with emotional maturity. And
Mhm.
that's where a lot of us is really lacking, that emotional maturity. Okay. And it's
Mhm.
normal that these things can happen. Okay. So, you want me to continue or you have something
Yeah,
interesting?
can I say, can I just add, because what comes to me, rather than sitting by ourselves and just, like suffering in silence, Why don't you reach out to me or Dina?
Ah,
Because that's exactly where the support is, right? Because you can be totally you. It's not like you're sharing with a friend who might say that you're cuckoo, right? Because again, you have to be at a certain level of awareness in order to understand these things, right? Because again, it's not about judgment, it's not about shame, it's not about blame, it's about just really understanding who we are at the essence, and just allow to be expressed in the way that we meant to be expressed. And that's why to have the right coach by your side, somebody that keeps the space for you, who is listening to you and who can provide you the guidance, right? Because it's easy to get lost on our own, because I always say we can see something in others, even us being coaches, but we cannot see it in ourselves, because that's how we were designed as humans. We can help others, but we cannot help ourselves. That's why it takes another person to sit, listen through, and really understand what's going on beyond what we can understand, right? Beyond ourselves, and give you the right support and guidance.
totally love it, Irina, and it's true. You need someone non-judgmental person aside you to take you to the next level, because if you abandon that part of you, you will encounter it in some other scenario. So
Mm-hmm,
let's
totally.
you need to face it. Okay, so before times doesn't wait on us. So I want to share what you would you actually do. Okay, so
Mm-hmm,
as Irena said, we got you. So first thing, sit with your desire without judging it. Second thing, ask, what does each man reflect back to me about myself? And write them up. Oh, journal it. Okay. Third thing, identify what your soul is actually craving for: emotional safety, erotic awakening, and etc. 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 Explore. Number four, explore what you would want if there were no rules. That's a good one. And fifth, communicate with integrity, and that is difficult because
mm-hmm.
integrity is sometimes you can lie to yourself. And sixth, the last one, don't decide from fear. That's how I would love to close this segment, my part then, because I think this is something very beautiful that really it's a trouble, it's a burden for some of my clients. And maybe with this segment we can open up another thing for them, another opportunity to talk and to write in the caption, in the comments.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if they are going to be brave to write in the comments, but definitely DM us, because we are always available. But another thing, what it's great that we are bringing it to the light, because a lot of people think that something is wrong with them, and now it's good to address that and to say, hey, you are not the only one. There are many of us, right? And at some point, and again, it's all about our openness, it's all about our willingness. And again, it's not just to act on these desires, but really to understand why they are there, right? And what exactly is there for us to understand about ourselves in the first place, like you mentioned, Dina.
Yes. So I invite you to connect with us because this is a very sensitive topic. Connect with us. And I want to
Yes.
see DMs. And
Yes,
thank you, Giovanni.
absolutely. Yes, thank you so much, everyone, for joining for this powerful conversation. And we want to bring more topics like that, because, again, if you are not aware, it seems like we do not know what we do not know. And now we are just talking about these topics because these are hot topics. And one way or another, a lot of people are facing that. A lot of people are dealing with that. So we don't want you to be alone. and just reach out because the help is always available if we are here to ask for it. And we'll see you on the next episode next week. Lots of love and light. Thank you so much. Bye.